Hey friends, it's Luana with Living South Valley and welcome back to week 3. So this week we're going to talk about mortgages. We're basically going to talk about the questions to ask your lender. Homeownership is at the top of your list. Getting pre-approved by your lender should be just above that. While you'll find most lenders have a lot of questions for you and things that you're going to need to submit to them, don't be afraid to ask some of your own questions. So if you already have your financial information all together, here's a few questions that might get you started. So you want to ask your lender, what type of loan do they recommend for you? And why? Don't be afraid to ask them why that works best for you. There's no one type of mortgage loan that is superior to another. Your lender will help you decide what works best for you and your circumstances. Another question that you can ask your lender is, will my down payment vary based on the loan that I choose? So if you're tight on cash or you don't want to be cash poor, let your lender know. Different loans vary in their down payment requirements. Another question for your lender would be, what's the interest rate and the annual percentage rate, which is also an APR. So everyone talks about the interest rate, but the APR is just as important. It combines the interest rate with the fees that a lender charges to originate the loan. Another question would be, can I lock in on an interest rate? If so, for how long? If you think your rates will be moving up, ask your lender if you're able to lock it in for a set period of time. And the last question for your lender is, what will my closing costs be? You also want to know if your closing costs would be a part of the loan or if you have to pay them in cash at closing. So remember, closing costs usually run about 3 to 6% of your loan. So you need to know how they're going to be covered. And also, just a little tip, your closing costs are different than your down payment funds. Well, there you have it. Those are some of the questions that you can ask your lender. And if you don't understand something that your lender says, ask. Stop and ask them for clarification. This is your home buying journey, and you deserve to understand the process every step of the way. And one last thought. Keep in mind that pre-approvals are only good for about 30 to 90 days. So if you're thinking about buying a home in about 6 months from now, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to get pre-approved right away. If you're thinking about taking this first step into home ownership, give me a call. I'd love to cheer you on. So till next week, my friends, get living with me, Luana.